This weekend marks the end of daylight saving time, and most Americans are going to be looking forward to an added hour of sleep. But for those living with insomnia, getting those extra Z's is not so easy. So joining us now to discuss a new educational campaign called Beyond Tired is Dr. Natalie Dodovich, along with Valencia, who has suffered insomnia for the last 3 years. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about this Beyond Tired campaign. What's it all about?
Well, Beyond Tired is an educational campaign from the National Sleep Foundation and Merck, and it's designed to bring together people who have difficulty sleeping so they can recognize that they're not alone in trying to deal with this. You can read their personal stories, you can hear what's worked for them, and also find other tips and resources to help you cope with sleep difficulties.
I want to talk about some of your sleep tips in just a second, but Valencia, tell us a little bit about your story and your struggle related to sleeping.
Well, it started happening about 3 years ago. One night I went to bed and I just didn't get a lot of sleep that night, and that kept going for about a week or so. And I was the kind of person I could get 8 hours of sleep a night, no problem. So I knew immediately that there was something up. And I went to my doctor and decided that it was in fact insomnia. And so one night I was up trying to find other people online who were struggling with insomnia like I was, and that's when I came across the National Sleep Foundation and their Beyond Tired program. And there I was able to find other people who were going through the same thing as I was, and was able to learn from their tips and their experiences. And so that's why I decided to join the program and share my story as well.
And from your perspective, what has worked and maybe what didn't work as it relates to getting a good night's rest?
Well, the big thing that I found has worked for me is staying really consistent with the things that I've learned. So exercising is a big help for me. If I exercise regularly, maybe 3 or 4 times a week at the same time every day, I find that my body is really relaxed and tired by the end of the night. Something else is to shut off the TV and the computer and put my cell phone away about an hour or so before I go to sleep. That way I'm not distracted by anything. And some other things as well, like lowering the temperature in my room and making sure the room is nice and dark. Doing those things consistently really worked out well for me.
I like that. Doctor, what other tips do you have that you find work for your patients?
Well, I think, as Valencia has mentioned, it's important to think about your activities during the day as setting you up for a good night's sleep at night. So additionally, you want to try to limit caffeine intake later in the day. Alcohol before bed can be problematic, as well as heavy or spicy meals. And naps aren't inherently bad, but you want to try to plan them for mid to early afternoon and avoid sleeping later in the day because it can meet some of your sleep need.
And why do you think it's important to keep trying different tips or techniques? Because my guess is some of your tips work for some people and others maybe not so much.
Yes, insomnia is a complex condition. It's caused by a variety of different reasons, and so it's important to try a variety of approaches, and also to recognize that it typically didn't develop overnight. So implementing these tips requires some commitment and consistency before you can see benefits.
Are you a fan of sleeping pills?
I think there are a variety of approaches that work differently for different people. It's important to know that there are very effective treatment approaches of a variety of different types. So there is hope for people who are dealing with this condition, and you can find more information at beyondtired.org and also the National Sleep website at sleepfoundation.org. And also, of course, it's important to talk to your healthcare provider to get more information.
Ladies, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's important to get a good night's rest. And here again is the website we want to share with you. It is beyondtired.org.